Hi, guys. This is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show with my co host Shannon with Soul 7. And we've got a really super duper supernatural story to share with you today. One of you guys submitted it. Matter of fact, Naomi submitted it, and which is my mother's name, Naomi. So we've got a really cool story to share with you. The show today is not going to be as long as it normally is, but we've got the supernatural story we're going to share. And I hear Shannon's got something to share.
I do. I am actually here on location with my producer at his place. So, not the same studio area. Sorry, guys. But we recorded a little intro, outro song for the channel and for our website. Eventually, it'll be a full song. But right now, it's just a little ditty. And we're going to play it for you.
Okay, we'll do that. This is she's working on a longer version of this, and so she's there at her producer's house, which has his studio, I guess, right, where his audio studio's at and stuff.
One
And
of the four studios we
one
work
of the
in,
four
so we
studios,
get to play and do whatever without money. So
right? And the song is going to be a longer version later, but this is one that we're going to maybe be using here on the show and from time to time. So let's take a listen. Assuming it wants to work. Hang on just a second. Let me move to a different song. I might have messed this up by preloading another song first. Let me try this again. Here we go.
Feel so alone, just know you are right at home, 'cause we are here to share, and all you have to bear. Jesus brought us all here together. Everything is in His hands. Don't you worry, we're here for you. You're not alone. Welcome to the body and soul of Jesus Christ.
as I said, it's a work in progress, but
You show off.
we got something.
And guys, sorry, Shannon's her internet where she's at is not working great today, so she's breaking up a bit. But we can still hear her good. Her audio doesn't seem to be breaking up much. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like it, Shannon. We're gonna figure out how to incorporate it into some things and stuff, and that's just the first version. They're gonna be working on even more, I'm sure. So, but
Yep.
sounds pretty great the way it is myself. All right, now let's go ahead and go straight on to the supernatural story that was sent in by Naomi J. So hopefully you're out there listening, Naomi, and this is your supernatural story. So let me bring it up here on stage where everybody can see. And yeah, okay. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for me so I can see it a little bit better and read it. All right. Again, this is what's submitted on the website. Shannon, will you hit that little button that lets them know how to submit their stories on the website?
You got it.
And yeah, you can submit your story. All you got to do is go to the supernatural.show, and it only has to have two things going on, and that is being true, that it happened, you seen it, or it happened to you, or you know it happened, or whatever it is. and then have some element of supernatural to it. And that's a very wide range of what could be supernatural, but it tends to have something to do with something that is typically a lot of times normally on the other side of the veil. But in the case of this story, you're going to see that something happened that she's seen that she shouldn't have seen, or it's just not known, or something. But you'll see. So, all right, Shannon, you can take that button down now if you don't mind. And I'm going to go ahead and read it here for everybody. So it says, again, it's Naomi J. Thank you very much for sending it in. She's a member over at the supernatural.show website. It says, I believe it was February 1997. My husband, fiance at the time, and I took off for vacation to the West Coast, mainly to see the beach. We were living in Alamo Gordo, New Mexico, and had to get his driver's license renewed, so we were delayed in Las Cruces and decided to get a motel in Deming so we could resume very early in the next morning. We once again continued on our journey early in the morning before the hint of morning light. As we were driving west on Interstate 10, we talked and ended up listening to music to pass the time, and I began to just watch what passing scenery I could in the darkness. I then, or excuse me, I did finally just settle my gaze on a mountain in the distance and amused myself with the contrast of it with the other smaller mountains and hills surrounding it. However, as I began to notice that I could see something flying just left of the peak, I thought it was strange because the peak was too far away for me to be able to see any kind of bird. So I waited for any kind of light. It was hard not to take my eyes off of it during this time, but I found myself looking for other visual clues of some kind of clarification on what it was I was looking at. Finally, the sky was getting that first hint of light, allowing me to focus, and I began to really investigate the object. I noticed that it was not moving like a bird, helicopter, weather balloon, or anything large enough for me to be able to see at this distance and relative to the peak. I began to wonder why it wasn't moving on. What made it fly in pretty much one spot this whole time? I pondered at the idea of mentioning the object to Richard, but it was not light enough, and I didn't know how to explain what I was seeing yet. So I continued watching. The sky began to the sky began to become lighter as I watched, and I realized that it looked like a giant snake with wings. Not fathomable to me at this realization that dragon was the most appropriate term to describe it. I really focused on it more so I continued to watch it and look for any excuse or other explanation as to what I was looking at. When I noticed the smaller objects around it, first thing that came to mind was, now I know why it's not flying. Now I know why it's not flying away. But then multiple other questions popped up. I decided to examine this more before seeking Richard's thoughts. These smaller objects, I thought, were our government flying against the dragon, but no, these objects were not. It looked about 5 to 10 It took about 5 to 10 minutes, and I could tell they were just smaller versions of the much, much larger one I had been looking at the entire time. There had to be about 40 plus of these smaller ones. I didn't see any fall from the sky, so I felt like these creatures were not fighting each other. I continued watching them while I tried to figure out how to mention this to Richard without sounding crazy. Finally, I mustered up the courage and said, "Sorry about the silence. However, I've been mesmerized by some scenery, and I want to ask you something. I'm not going to give you any of my I'm not going to give you my vocabulary for what I see, as to not give in to suggestive manipulation of eyes and thoughts, okay?" He slowly says, "Okay." I continue. "Find the largest peak on my side of the road." Now, because he is driving, I give him time to find it and acquaint himself with it so he can drive while he's looking. I continued. "Now look to just the left of the peak and tell me what you see." He looks while he drives, and after a few moments, I mention that I can steer while he observes. Finally, about 5 minutes, after about 5 minutes, he says he sees a dragon, and we go into a real investigation mode. We decide that the next road or area we can take in that direction will get a better look, so he could focus on the dragon and not the driving. After 15 minutes, we found a dirt road and followed it as far as we could. However, we traveled about 10 minutes before the need for four-wheel drive was apparently needed to get further. We get out and continue watching and observing before taking pictures with my Pentax camera, taking pictures of just the dragons and ourselves, and even changing film. During the second session, we hear the sound of jets. We see these jets flying from behind us, over us, and towards the dragons. Taking a couple of shots with the jets flying towards the dragons, meaning she was taking pictures, taking a couple of shots. The jets have finally become too small to see, but we wait for the scenario to develop, as we were amazed how long it took the government to show up. We waited watching the dragons the whole time, and especially since hearing the jets. About 3 minutes after losing eyesight and vision of the jets, the smaller dragons scattered. Then a moment later, the larger dragon flew up into the clouds that finally were forming in the sky. After discussing this event for almost 5 minutes, we noticed a strong smell of death. And while jokingly mentioning how weird it was to not have noticed it, we began to look for the source. Looking at the immediate surroundings, we noticed many dead cattle. This is when we decided we best get off this property before we get accused of killing these animals. We turned the vehicle around and proceeded to the interstate, and immediately noticed the vehicles parked on the eastbound side of the interstate because they were not parked there when we arrived. That's when our high adventure and excitement turned into conspiracy and nervous adrenaline. The vehicles were a mix of camouflage-like ones we were used to seeing at Holloman Air Force Base and those government black SUV ones. The men were wearing fatigues, a couple of them with binoculars and two in black suits, and another one with binoculars, and one woman in a black skirt suit who had the clipboard. Richard tells me once we turn east on the interstate, pretend to get something from the back seat and see what happens. I did, and noticed that the men with the binoculars looked our way, yet the man in the black suit was quickly turning his attention back to the area where the dragons and the jet had been, while the one in the camos continued until I couldn't see anymore due to a turn in the road. Richard and I went our Richard and I went on our merry way with me taking pictures of the scenery, including the beautiful flowers and overpasses. We stayed at a hotel on the northern side of San Diego and spent some time at the beach, where I took pictures of the beach and Richard. I only spent the weekend driving through San Diego. We got pulled over on the highway for driving too slow. Richard was driving the speed limit. The patrol asked for both of our IDs, which was a first. And when asked why both, he only said to make sure one of us was not wanted or missing. My husband is Hispanic and I'm white. The patrol let us go with only a warning. Being a bit leery of government and evils, we decided to stop at the next 1 hour photo store to develop the pictures. I turned the film in and we sat in the car, and when I got those back, I was shocked. I had I have been getting film developed for years, even having been from a family that used to develop their own. The negatives had been cut. What I mean is, instead of getting the normal 4 or 5 negatives in a row attached to each other, I got several by themselves or two attached. All my years of experience, places always gave you the negatives, whether or not the pictures came out. But not this time. I went back into the store and inquired about it, but the counter person could not offer any explanation, as the new person who did the actual developing had left for the day and was not scheduled until several days later. Naomi J. Well, Shannon, what do you think people are wondering right now after hearing that? What do you think the question in their mind is?
Um, do they have pictures or footage?
Bingo! Bingo. Okay, did you get some pictures? We want to see them. We even want to see the ones, if you still got them, and I know this was years ago that this happened, because who's developed photos, actually taking them to a developing place and getting them developed? This is obviously something that happened many years ago. And I've actually heard other stories of people getting photos of different kinds of things, and when they take them in to get them developed, poof, they disappear, or they claim they all turn out bad, or things like that. So I'm Naomi. I believe you, because I've seen things that other people would call me a liar about, and personally, I think dragons are a real thing. I just think there's a season for them. And to be honest with you, I've been thinking that season is coming. And I also think that dragons could exist, but typically they are on the other side of the veil, and they only show themselves in certain situations, or we can only view them if the light that we're looking through is being refracted correctly by maybe snow crystals in the air, or things like that. Like, it was up at the top of a mountain. You said you'd seen it. Well, it would be very cold up there. And there would be, depending on the weather, you did say there were clouds. So there could be a lot of ice crystals floating around. If that's the case, then what happened is that you were seeing across the veil due to the refraction of the light. It's just like the photo that's in the background of our show here, the full solar halo. It's just like that. You go outside and look at the sun right now, and there is no full solar halo. It doesn't look like an eye. But if the ice crystals are floating around up there just right, you'll see sometimes sundogs, which is just the corners of the eye, of the sun eye that's there. And then, but if the crystals floating in the air are really right, you will see across the veil, at least one veil. It kind of reminds me of Pink Floyd's album cover with, and I'm sure you're familiar with that, Shannon. The album cover that has the light coming in and hitting the pyramid shaped.
You mean this one that
Well,
I'm wearing right now?
that one, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's one of them.
that's kind of funny you brought that up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's yeah. Pink Floyd. There's in their songs and in their imagery and stuff. They're actually showing things that has a lot of truth to it, just like the eclipse that you see on your shirt there, and just like the showing of the refraction of the light. And so most people would say this woman made this up. I would say most people don't understand how the refraction of light. Say, for instance, a recent video that we did, Shannon, the about the glass that the man found that was out at a crash site of a military aircraft,
Mm-hmm.
and he took the pieces and that he found after they had done the cleanup and left and all this. He went out there and ended up digging around and found a few pieces of glass, and he goes looking through this glass that was used on these military advanced aircraft, and all of a sudden the light is refracted in a way that his eyes allow him to see across a veil. And yes, there's more than one veil between us and heaven. But in this case, you can at least see across one and see things that are in the skies and things that are going on that otherwise we would never see. So, Naomi, I believe you. And I think what happened was it was a situation where conditions were right. You described the conditions, and those kind of conditions, way up high, it was just that that dragon and those babies were flying there, and the conditions stayed right so long that the military freaked out because obviously some people started noticing because you were quite far away. But imagine about the people who were a lot closer and were looking up and going, "There's dragons in the sky." The thing is they're probably always there. We just don't know about it. It's kind of like the 5D dragons that we talk about with Dr. Roberts, the little small things that fly around that look like footballs, or like in our last video where we showed the thing that was supernatural and flew up by that guy beating on that door, that NFL player. And so, yeah, these things exist, my friends. It's just that we've never been told about it. But now you have. You have been told about it because that's what we do here on the Supernatural Show. Let's see if I can figure out how to fix my screen again here. Come on. Oh, there we go. I guess if I had my mouse on the proper monitor, I could see what to do. So thank you very much, Naomi. I love your name. That's my mom's name.
Aww.
Or was my mom. She's in heaven now. But it was my mom's name, and it's also my son's name. But what I did is I took Naomi and changed the letters around and created Manoah, and that's my son's name.
That's
And so let's see. What shall we do next, Shannon? Should we show them some really cool, awesome things that I've been working on the website?
Yeah,
Building?
before you do that, I'm going to just mention here that I am wearing a
Oh, yeah.
lovely supernatural.show beanie. This is all organic, guys. I'm actually really excited about this because I'm a hat girl. So, just kind of wanted to show it off. It's available if you guys want to get it. No pressure either way, but I like it. And before you go ahead and show them everything on the website that's new, I'm going to go ahead and sign out for today because my producer has to get somewhere, so I got to get out of his house. But
Okay.
Friday I'll be here for the whole thing. I'm going to be on location in Palm Springs, so maybe I'll get to do something fun in the outdoors for the show. We'll see.
Okay.
But I'll be watching the show regardless, even though I'll be on the road heading back home right now. So I'm excited for you guys to see the new stuff on the website. And yeah, I'm glad you guys like the song. Like I said, it's a bit of a work in progress, but we should have it up soon. And that being said, I hope you guys come next time to see what in the supernatural is going on. I love you all. God bless, and see you Friday.
All righty. Well,
Okay.
we'll see you later on, Shannon. Take care, darling. Be careful headed back.
Yeah. What?
And we're talking about the things that are going on the website, guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, Shannon. We're talking about the things that are going on the website, and I wanted to show you those things instead of looking at me. But the things are, it's for you. It doesn't really benefit me. They're for y'all guys. I'm going to show you those things, and because this is the People's Show and this is the People's website that I've been building. And if y'all guys have had some problems on the website, whether it be on your mobile or on your computer, I know there's been problems. I kind of got the cart in front of the horses a little bit with the release of the website and didn't realize there was all these tons of little things I had to figure out. But I figured out a lot of them. So go back and try it out again. And if you're one of the founding members, you'll know what that word means. Look in your email and look for the coupon code. I accidentally put an expiration date on that coupon code. But go back and try it again because I removed the expiration date, and you're going to be able to gain back access to everything that looks like has disappeared or been taken from you. Out of all the people that are on the website, there's probably 95% of them are all free. Okay. So when you see all the numbers on there, don't think that I'm banking it, because I ain't. I gave it all away to all of y'all guys who have supported my work over the years. And maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. But I just felt like I owed y'all guys for supporting my work and the things that I've been doing for so long and supporting me, literally. So with that being said, let's take a look. If you've never been to the website before, you can come here and click on this little button right here, and it will show you and tell you exactly what you need to do to sign up to be a member of the main website, as well if you choose the Beyond the Veil area. Okay. Now, let's take a look. I want to point out, make sure that you're aware. I want to point this out quite often, that there is the Supernatural Show video of the day and the Supernatural Show pick of the day, where I want you to come here. If you get an awesome photo or an awesome video and you want to share it with the show to be played here on the show, go here and fill out your first name or nickname, whatever you want to call yourself, put an email address in, and upload the video. You just simply click on it and then choose your video and upload it. Or you can put a link into the video in the URL area. Same thing goes with the photo. You can put your first name in, email address, click on upload the file, and you can upload a photo just like that. And then hit register now, and it'll send it in to me, and I'll have it. And then it'll get put on the website. Plus, you can also submit your stories, supernatural stories, on the website, which is right here above that one, which is submit story. And you can do that. Okay. Now, the new things that I'm really talking about, though, there's a number of new things, but the ones that are fully functional now, I want to show you. And that is called, technically it is called let me go up here where I can pull it. It is called the People's, or excuse me, let me show you this other one first. I want to show you this one first. This is the People's Knowledge Bank. Okay? The People's Knowledge Bank. And what it is videos and channels and websites. I'm going to edit that. Videos and channels from around the internet that share great knowledge that will help us escape the matrix, aka the beast system of debt and slavery. Okay. There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of great work, and I want to feature those people here on the website, so that y'all guys know, from my opinion, this information is worthy to at least look into. Like this guy here, you have to go check out what he's showing and talking about. It's pretty interesting. And so it has to do with realizing the trickery in how they've set up the financial system and how to take your power back with it and literally take back what belongs to you already. You just been lied to your whole life and don't realize certain ways to do things to maybe acquire a car or acquire a house or acquire a property. And I'm right now in the middle of studying a bunch of his stuff. So, anyways, I can't promote and say everything he's going to say is the truth, but I think it's worth looking into. And that's why he's here on the People's Knowledge Bank. Okay. And down below that, I also have my Logic Before Authority channel on here. But I'm going to move it on down to the bottom as I add more in here. And if y'all guys happen to, if you know of a righteous source of knowledge, whether it be a YouTube channel or a Rumble channel or wherever, or if it's a website, submit it on here in this form. Just plug in your email, tell me what you know about it, and put the link to it here. And if you don't mind, throw a little rating down here, like how would you rate them, meaning the website or the channel? 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 4 or 5, that kind of thing. And then hit the little button here that submits it, and I'll get that. And yeah, there's a lot of things coming in, and it may take me a minute to get to it and add it, but trust me, it will be gotten to. And then the other area is actually a new section that is in the Beyond the Veil area of the website, which is the second level club area, I guess you could call it. And we've got the Beyond the Veil video section, which is where I'm recording additional videos on top of everything I'm already doing. I'm just recording my work as I'm doing it and recording when I'm doing Bible research with a group of people and things like that. Is where I'm doing that on the Beyond the Veil, where I have meetings with people and I just record it because normally y'all guys would never see it, but it happens. And so I just decided, hey, let me just record some more of the things that I'm doing. And that goes into the Beyond the Veil videos. There's also Beyond the Veil Communications that you can check out, which gives you several additional ways as a Beyond the Veil member to be able to communicate with me a little bit easier. I've set up a way for you to be able to communicate directly with me where I'll get it for sure the same day. Now, the page, though, that we're on is the Beyond the Veil live study. It's the live Bible study, actually. And I'll read it basically here to you real quick. It says, this is where we will hold 1 hour live bi-weekly Bible study webinars. Up to 250 people can watch, comment, and react to the live broadcast. Only Beyond the Veil members have access to be present and watch, interact, comment, and react to this exclusive Beyond the Veil broadcast. Recording that will, after recording, will be released on the newly created Beyond the Veil Bible Study podcast. The podcast where you are the co-host. And then I have a little parentheses here that just says your mic and your camera will not be on. But if you come down here, it explains how it all works and how you'll be in here and with everybody else, and I'll be able to communicate directly. And that's the whole point, is to make it about y'all guys and make it about allowing you to contribute to the creation of that show or the Bible study that we're going to be doing. And I had made a promise that I would do a 1 hour Bible study with people on the Beyond the Veil Club, and I'm keeping that promise. Not only that, I'm making you the co-host. So you'll be there with me, and there's all these different slides that explain everything that you can come look at and get all the detailed instructions that shows you what's going to be going on and how it works and how you can be involved. So with that being said, last thing I will point out is don't forget when you're on the website, you have the members chat thing down here. You can click on it and you can start a new chat with any member of the website. Or you can click on Daniel is online right there and send me a message, which I'm guaranteed to get the same day. Okay, probably the same hour. And sometimes if I'm standing here working, which is almost all the time, I'll probably get it right then too. So yeah, so I've done all that. Let's see if there's any last thing I want to share. Oh, let me explain this. The way it's going to work is for this Beyond the Veil Bible study is right in this little orange box right here. There's going to be a link that I will put there on a regular schedule right before I start the Bible study. But the Bible study will be started at an exact time on an exact date, and the dates and times will be known to all the Beyond the Veil members on the website. Okay? And if you're interested in becoming a Beyond the Veil member, you can just simply come here to membership plans and take a look at the different ways that you can. If you're already a member of the main website itself, which is 90% of the website, you just go there and add a complimentary piece to your membership. Let's see. There's a lot of other things that I'm still working on, like the People's Secret Refuge Plan. That's in motion. We do have an angel investor who has stepped forward, along with a number of other people that are willing to contribute to art for it, for the creation of some of the drawings and art for it. I'm in discussions with an attorney also that's willing to volunteer some time to help create the proper uh, organization to keep the property safe and the way it's set up so that no one person controls everything. And and we planned. I've also got a lot of ideas, and I'll probably do another video explaining all that about my ideas about what I'm coming up with the secret refuge. But basically, we're just going to follow the instructions in the Bible. Yeah, it makes sense, right? So that's what we're going to do. There's also the People's Market, which is not complete yet, but it's under construction, and I'll be bringing it forward where y'all guys will be able to barter with each other and share things with each other easily. And of course, there's the People's Library, where we can share with everybody all kinds of different documents and books and videos, photos, anything you want to share. You can set up your own files here and include them on here. And all you have to be is a member of the website. And to be a member of the website, it's just $3.99 a month, which helps me survive, to be quite honest. Helps me pay for what I'm investing into being able to build this website and host it properly. Um, yeah. So yeah, $3.99 a month. And then there is, let's see, what else I might want to mention. The People's Bread Exchange is another area that I'm going to, it's not finished yet, but the People's Bread Exchange is an area that's specifically an area that people that are members of the website, I haven't quite nailed down exactly how I'm going to do all of this, but basically it's going to be an area for fundraisers and an area for groups and organizations that are trying to do righteous things to be able to list their information on here. Okay, so that's coming as well. And then there's also the live chat room, which is also still under construction. But basically, it's going to be a video chat room where any and all of the members of the website go in and y'all guys can video chat and talk and study the Bible or study whatever you want to study. It's just a live video and audio chat room that it's already installed and it's working. I'm just making sure before I release it, to try to keep the cart from getting in front of the horses again. Because I don't think that went so well. And I think I made a few people mad with some things not working properly on the website. And it's still not 100%, especially on the mobile, but it will be soon. I swear I'm working on it every day, nonstop almost, except for when I'm not live doing this. All right, so we got that area, and then let's see, what other new kind of area is there? Well, there's several other new kind of areas, but I guess the last place I'll just mention to you again is the the supernatural brand that we've created called Brand 888. Actually, is what it's called, and it's called 888. Which, if you look on the home page of the website, it explains the whole history of why 888 is associated with Jesus Christ. The number. And I know you say, well, that's occult stuff and all that. Well, here's the thing, is that Greek, which is one of the languages of the Bible, when they created Greek, every letter had a number associated with it. Every letter was a number. Every number was a letter. And Jesus Christ is 888. So there is that. So again, this is the People's Show. This is the People's website. That's why we tell y'all guys a story. That's why we're so focused on trying to build things for y'all guys where you can actually gain something from it. And in this case, with all the products like the beanies and hats and boggins and shoes and hats and jackets and all kinds of things, all this stuff is produced one at a time for y'all guys. You're not buying this from Walmart, and you're not going to go anywhere else and see one of these brands somewhere. So this is all branded either the Supernatural Show or JC888, which you should know what that stands for. And also, if you come down, you'll see some of them also have, like this one, it has the resurrection sign on it. The supernatural sign of the resurrection that was recorded by the ancient Chinese people a couple thousand years ago. It was written on turtle shell and on bone that they seen this sign in the sky 3 days after the date of the crucifixion. And in the date of the crucifixion, there was a full solar eclipse. So it say it's 3 days later, but technically calendar-wise, it's 3 days. But from a lunar standpoint, the difference was only about a day and just over a day, which makes sense that you could get an eclipse and then possibly get easily get a full solar halo if the conditions are right. We're able to see across that veil and see it, where the you get the full rainbow around the sun all the way around, and it has the eyelid and everything, just like a background on the show here. And I wasn't even aware of that when I picked that background. I just thought there was something absolutely supernatural about it, and I wanted to use it as the background because it doesn't get enough talk from the public and the people. So with that being said, I think I've held y'all guys here long enough. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going out to check on possibly a place where I might can finally get out of the hotel I'm in. And I'd like to thank y'all guys for all of your support. And I still need your support right now. I'm not quite there. Things are getting together better and better. Of course, I'm working harder and harder. But yeah, I still need your support. All the links, if you want to drop me a tip today, are down below the video. I could use it, to be honest with you right now. Of course, we could all use all the money we could get, but it's a matter of surviving or not. So with that being said, I love you guys, and we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. And until next time, we'll see you again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, somewhere between noon and 3 o'clock. I'm trying to get it where I can go at noon every day, but I ain't quite got there yet. But I'm working on it. I love you. Our Father in heaven loves you. And we'll see you again soon here on the Supernatural Show.